There's a new image model from Google that could completely change the quality standard we expect from AI. It combines speed with professional level detail, generates images up to 4K, maintains character consistency, writes readable text within the image itself, and even understands real-world context. Its name, NanoBanana 2. And if before the discussion was about who generated the most beautiful images, now the conversation is about creative control, fidelity to instructions, and full integration with the Google ecosystem. And this isn't just an incremental update, it's a strategic leap. Today I'm going to show you why this launch could redefine the AI image generation market and what it means for creators, designers, and developers. But first, subscribe to the channel, and to watch the videos without ads, just click the join button. Deal? So let's get to the video. Well guys, after a lot of rumors and speculation, Google has finally launched NanoBanana 2. Listen up, NanoBanana 2 is here. Our latest image model brings you pro power with the speed of flash. You can create images with realistic accuracy, add text in multiple languages, and bring your boldest ideas to life faster, with vibrant lighting, richer textures, and sharper details. Then the folks at Google AI posted the following. After generating over 1 billion images, we love seeing what you create with NanoBanana. Today we're inviting more people to join the fun with the launch of NanoBanana 2. This next generation model is exceptionally good at things like creating images that leverage the real-world knowledge base of the Gemini model and are powered by search information and images, using web information to render landmarks, locations, specific objects, and much more with greater accuracy. Adapting creative assets for global markets with relevant localization for each region. Dynamic editing of aspect ratios, canvas size, and upscaling for 2K and 4K resolutions. And also generate multiple cohesive images that fit into the same world, the same story, and the same concept. Where can you access it? In the Gemini app, in Flow, in Google AI Studio, in Anti-Gravity, and in Firebase. So, pretty much throughout the entire Google ecosystem, NanoBanana 2 is going to be the new standard for image generation. Let's see what people are saying here on the blog. In August of last year, our Gemini image model, NanoBanana, became a viral sensation, redefining image generation and editing. In November, we launched NanoBanana Pro, offering users advanced intelligence and creative control with studio-quality results. And today we're bringing the best of both worlds to users across Google. Introducing NanoBanana 2, which can also be called Gemini 3.1 Flash Image, our latest next-generation image model. Now you can get advanced knowledge, the quality and the reasoning you love in NanoBanana Pro with ultra-fast speed. And then they show some really cool examples here of how this new model is rendering images. It really is impressive. I did some tests and look, the result was really cool. I'll show you in a moment. Check out what they say here about advanced real-world knowledge. The model uses Gemini's knowledge base, which is based on real-time information and images from web searches to represent specific topics with greater accuracy. This deep understanding also helps you create infographics, turn notes into diagrams, and generate data visualizations. And there's more. Precise text rendering and translation. NanoBanana 2 allows you to generate precise and readable texts for marketing mockups or greeting cards. Enhanced creative control, subject consistency, maintains the likeness of up to 5 characters and the consistency of up to 14 objects in a single workflow. It allows you to create storyboards and develop narratives without changing the appearance of your inputs. So, if you have up to 5 characters in the same picture or 14 objects within that same flow, you can now maintain consistency, precise instruction handling. With the enhanced instruction handling feature, the model adheres more strictly to your complex requests, capturing the specific nuances of your idea so that the resulting image is exactly the one you asked for. Create appealing visual assets with full control over various aspect ratios and resolutions, from 502 pixels up to 4K, ensuring your images remain sharp, whether it's for a vertical social media post or a background for a widescreen display. Enhanced visual fidelity. NanoBanana 2 delivers vibrant lighting, richer textures, and sharper details maintaining high aesthetic quality at the expected flash speed. So, they combined the processing power of the Pro with the speed of the Flash and delivered this new model. In addition to being able to access NanoBanana 2 in the Gemini app, it's also available through the API via Google AI Studio. Listen up. Create with NanoBanana 2, our best image generation and editing model. Here they show a comparison demonstrating that the 0.1 flash image, which is NanoBanana 2, ranks first in several benchmarks here for text-to-image tasks. This first one here, the darker blue, is NanoBanana 2. Then they included in the post some applications that were developed at Google AI Studio to demonstrate exactly the power of this new model. NanoBanana 2 takes advantage of the broad real-world knowledge provided by the Gemini model to create enhanced visuals using images obtained from internet searches. This allows developers to generate more detailed representations inspired by real-life references. This is one of the applications, and I'll show it to you in a moment. To demonstrate this visual foundation in practice, we created a sample application called Windows City, which uses the knowledge and web image search capabilities of NanoBanana 2 to create photorealistic views of windows inspired by locations around the world and real-time weather data. NanoBanana knowledge. You guys know there's a trick here on the Google profile. So, developers, they bring the applications that were created in Google AI Studio, which make it possible to integrate the real world with NanoBanana 2. One of the apps is this one. Here you enter the city, and here you enter the place you want to highlight. You select whether you want a manual or real-time weather forecast here, and choose the aspect ratio. But to use these apps, you need an API key. It's paid, because to use NanoBanana 2 in Google AI Studio, you need to have an API key, just like it was with the previous model. Notice that I have NanoBanana 2 Gemini 3.1 Flash Image Preview here, but it's marked as paid. So to use NanoBanana 2 in Google AI Studio, you need a paid API key. That's why, to use the apps they created for this demonstration, you need an API key. See that I put here Rio de Janeiro, Christ the Redeemer, the real-time weather forecast. And the ratio here is 16:9. And it created my window here. I can put here, for example, São Paulo, Avenida Paulista, real-time weather forecast, and a 16:9 aspect ratio. I'm starting the sequence now, returning to Google AI Studio. If you use a paid API key, you can choose the following. If you want images, context, or just images, you can also select it here. The temperature of, modelo de inteligência artificial, the aspect ratio, which ranges from 1.1 to 1.8, going through 21:94, 11:48, 1, and so on. As for the resolution, we start from 502 pixels, go to 1K, 2K, and 4K, and you can also choose the level of reasoning, ranging from minimum to high. There you go, it finished creating my window here. Here I have Paulista Avenue, the way the weather is here. In São Paulo, cloudy, drizzling, and rainy. E aí, ele foi lá, pegou a previsão do tempo. In real time, and it brought the image here for me. It turned out really cool. But to use it, you need to have a paid API key. Let's open the Gemini app so I can show you what I've created and how we use this new model. I'm on my Pro account now. But they said it's also available for free accounts, just with a reduced limit. To start using it, it's really simple. Just click here on Create Image. Now we have these options to choose the image style. Let's suppose I want to create an image here with. Select. Then it shows up here for me to add my image. Then just click here on the plus sign, upload the file, and request it here. Copy the Technicolor style, that's it, and I'll send it. And look how cool, it copied the style I chose. So, that's cool because now, here in the gallery, there are several styles available here, in case you need some kind of inspiration, which is really nice. Let's go now. I want to show you what I've created. Starting with this image, notice I used the NanoBanana model. I asked it to create the image of an elderly woman in close-up in high resolution. And this was the result. Then I wanted to test the consistency, so I asked for the following. A more dramatic version, closer to the camera, and look, it zoomed in. The image kept the same lady in a more dramatic style. Then I went further. Cinematic, sad expression, more somber, and here, the same thing. It maintained the image's consistency and was completely accurate. That was exactly what I requested.
A imagem em preto e branco.
This was the result. Notice that the image quality got much better. I have a lot more details here, at least for now, here inside the Gemini app. We don't have any specific control to choose the aspect ratio or the resolution, like we do in Google AI Studio. So, if you want to change the aspect ratio, you have to specify 4 by 1, 1 by 4, 16 by 9, 9 by 16, and so on. Now check this out, it's interesting. As soon as they released the model, the previous NanoBanana was still available. Notice that this image here was generated with the previous NanoBanana. Check out the result. Here's a poster from an old movie. And then I used the same thing, right, within the same conversation. But by then NanoBanana 2 was already showing up. And look at the result. Look at how much better the image quality and texture got. So, that's a pretty noticeable difference when we compare NanoBanana Pro side by side with NanoBanana 2. And the same thing happened here. I asked for the following. Create an image of a human eye in close-up, reflecting a person taking a model photo. Here is NanoBanana, which is the previous version, and this was the result. Then, with the same prompt, but now with NanoBanana 2, notice the quality, how it became much sharper. So I think this is one of the features of this new model. You can get much better images with much higher quality. Here, it had just changed, so notice that I made the request here, and it already used NanoBanana 2. I used the same prompt but in English, and it generated this image for me. Right after that, I made the same request. And notice that the image is almost identical, so it maintains consistency. It sticks to my prompt no matter where I am, as long as I use it, and it manages to create a very similar image. Then, I did another test here, using a prompt in JSON, which is this huge code here that people write or use AI to generate to create consistent images. I asked here to create an image of a blonde woman wearing a bikini with several banana prints, and this was the result it gave me. I thought it turned out really cool because it kind of bypassed that self-censorship.
Eu não sei se eles vão nerfar isso.
In the next few days, but at least for now, by using a prompt in JSON, it's letting me create some images that I couldn't before. I'll show you more examples in a moment, so I asked the following, to zoom in on this image to make it a little more close up, and then, whenever I ask it to edit an image that already exists, at least for now, it's giving me two options. This one is option number 1, and this one is number 2, so I can choose. So, I don't know if this will always happen, but right now, as I'm recording this video, when I ask it to take an image it just generated and ask it to add anything else, it gives me two options here. And this example here is phenomenal. I had this image here, which I found on the internet, just a regular image. I took a screenshot, and then I asked the following. Create an identical image to the one attached. So, once again, this one is the original image. Now take a look at how the copied image turned out. It's practically impossible to notice the differences, so it manages to make this copy in a very accurate way. I uploaded this screenshot here, used a super simple prompt, and it gave me this result, which in my opinion turned out really cool. In this other example here, I wanted to test what they said during the launch, that you can combine NanoBanana 2 with knowledge from Gemini search. And look at what I asked for in the prompt. Create an image of an elderly teacher. He is writing with chalk on a blackboard in cursive the first stanza of Canção do Exílio by Gonçalves Dias in a 16 by 9 aspect ratio. I didn't say what the first stanza of Canção do Exílio was. And look at the result. I have my elderly teacher here. He's writing with chalk in cursive on a blackboard, and notice the stanza. My land has palm trees, where the thrush sings. The birds that sing here don't sing like they do there. And down here he even signed Gonçalves Dias. Then I asked it to make some changes. Make a version with him looking at the camera and smiling while writing. Once again, it gave me two options. Option number 1, he's here in the same style, same pose, looking at me, still writing. And here I have the verse from the Song of Exile, and this one is version number 2, so I could choose. So that's really cool, because he managed to render the text, put it in Portuguese, spoken here in Brazil, in cursive, written in chalk, and without any spelling mistakes. The only downside is that even using a pro account, I still have the watermark visible here. That could have already been removed, because I have other ways to identify the image, using the metadata. But it seems that only if you have an Ultra account, you won't have this watermark in the corner here. Now, about what I mentioned regarding a certain relaxation in self-censorship. I used this prompt here in JSON to create an image with the actress Megan Fox. Look at the result. He put the actress here, inside a bathtub, in a snowy setting. She's wearing a bikini, and it really is Megan Fox. Then I made a change, asking to replace Megan Fox with Sydney Sweeney, and this was the result it gave me. So you can see that it managed to make the change, only altering the person's face. Here I have the same setting, the same hair, the same body, and the only change is in the character's face. By the way, these are well-known faces. I don't know if this will last forever, but at least for now, it's allowing it at least a little bit. Then I used this other prompt here, which I got from Google's blog. It was to create an image of two people, and they would be in a bar. I asked it to set the location, which was in San Francisco. It gave me this result. Then I requested that the man and woman look at each other lovingly. It gave me two versions. The first one is this one, and the second has a small variation, with him holding the woman's arm here. So notice that I have the same bar here, the same passion, the landscape, and just this small change here. Then I asked it to also create an infographic in flat lay style, representing the water cycle. And look at the result. Water cycle, evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, surface runoff, infiltration, groundwater. Everything written in Brazilian Portuguese, perfect, without any typos. And then this other example here, which I also got from the Google blog. I had these three characters here, which I took a screenshot of. I asked the following. 3 friends in the attached image are building a treehouse. And this was the result. Look how cute. I have here the same characters that I had before in the original image. The 3 cute ones here. And now they have been added to the image, building the treehouse. He even wrote down here, the Friends Treehouse. So guys, try it out because it's available for free. This is one of the most advanced models I've ever tested here on the channel. What do we have there on GPT? Very good. It works perfectly. But I think NanoBanana 2 has something extra because it's delivering high quality images. You can make specific edits, and the results we're getting here are really surprising. And if you want, if you're a developer and have a paid API key, then yes, you have a lot more controls here inside Google AI Studio. So give it a try. And then come back here in the comments to tell me what you thought of NanoBanana 2. So, have you tried it yet? What did you think of NanoBanana 2? Let me know in the comments, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.